Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. All right, it works. Nice, perfect. Hey everyone, hopefully you're all doing fantastic today. I sure am, but the markets have been absolutely crazy right now, really crazy. So if you guys did not know, last time we talked about the Bitcoin price, and this time we're going to talk about Bitcoin price again. So very important factor overall on what's happening is Bitcoin has been absolutely devastating us in the last few weeks. I mean, it's shattered portfolios, but you can't really blame it because it's just following what other coins are doing it, right? So it has been a normal day. I'm here on 2-bit now, and finally we got a bounce back. I told you guys we are going to go for further downtrend until we push for sideways. Now that Bitcoin has reached its new low, I honestly think that a green candle like this is a good pushback towards new higher highs again. But it's not going to be a sudden climb to 150,000. What's going to be happening for Bitcoin and both XRP, I guess both are, similar to this. So I am taking a trade on 2-bit, and we're going to 76,000 next, in my honest opinion, because we have been waiting for XRP to do something. And again, I told you guys we are entering a bear market, so there's two possible scenarios. Number one, Bitcoin stays at the bottom. If it fails this level, this is going to be really bad. Again, I told you guys we're going to go to 63,000, and we went to 63,000. It's exactly what happened. Now, we just climbed out of the mud, but it's not over yet. So Bitcoin is further going to retest to 76,000. This is going to be another support level that we're going. You can already see like some people are taking profits now. So do expect some sideways trading over here until we further try to push up for 76,000. After that, we have a huge support level over here at 83,000 and 77,000. Again, guys, very important to know I am trading on 2-bit. So if you guys want to join me, link in the description below, because what I'm doing is every single day I am doing XRP and Bitcoin price analysis. Even if it's 15 minutes a day, we're going to be looking at XRP as well. So important, going back to Bitcoin price levels right now, is you can see these big red candles right now, 81,000 to 77,000 and 88,000 to 84,000. Definitely a very terrible support line. And a lot of my friends are now going to be taking profit. So yeah, after they take profit, that's where we can finally start to push upwards. We're not going to go to 100,000 just yet, and don't expect an altcoin market anytime soon. Maybe, really maybe, it's going to be around August or September. How do we know that? Well, if we look at the past market data, these things don't move just instantly. We saw the drop on 11th of October. This is what liquidated a lot of traders, and basically we lost a huge confidence in crypto. After that, it just went downhill from here. So this was the marking point. A lot of traders just simply stopped trading. Why? Because a lot of traders lost money. They didn't want to trade anymore, and they gave up on it. So right now, it does seem like there is nothing supporting that XRP and Bitcoin are going to be coming back to all-time highs anytime soon of 125,000. We are down 50%. Again, it's a very scary number. But there is a hope of sideways reclaiming back to 83,000. Now, that's what I'm excited for. Why? Because we even saw it back in November of 20th. So 20th of November of 2025, you could see we tried to rally higher. We tried to push up until January 14th, where suddenly everything collapsed, right? So we couldn't just push higher and above. We couldn't reach 110,000. We couldn't reach even 100,000. And people were warning us that if we don't reach 100,000, we are going to crash hard. And unfortunately, this is what happened. After we didn't reach 100,000, we suddenly went downhill. Bam. So as you can see, we started a slippery slope. It's more like this, but you get the general idea of what's happening right now is, yes, we are in a bear market, in my honest opinion. Look at other coins. Other coins than Bitcoin crashed way, way more. So yes, in fact, this is a pretty bad scenario. So my future predictions, again, I'm a new trader, but it's pretty important to note that what we saw now is a hopeful rally. I said we're going to be stopping at 63,000. We did exactly that. How did I say 63,000? I called the levels correctly. So what I predicted is we are going to be dropping until like 64,000, 66,000, and we dropped at 62,000. So it's really hard to time the bottom on this one. But what you have to know is now that we have these levels, further we still have what we're ranging between these two levels, 110,000 and what is this, 670,000. So you can obviously see, bam, we are going to be ranging between these two levels, literally. That's going to be the scary levels, and we could be ranging above and again. And if we were at 150,000, that would be absolutely amazing. But I would actually say we should go lower at where 13th of November, where the market started to rally. So you can kind of see this is where the big market dropped. Like everyone took profit exactly until 12th of November. Because if you check over here, this is kind of when we saw a huge bull run, right? We saw from 90,000 Bitcoin hitting 25,000. It was unsustainable. We all knew it. And then people slowly dumped down back to 85,000. So yeah, this is pretty terrible because now we broke that resistance level at 85,000. We're down at a new support at 70,000. And again, when could this support break is at any moment. It could break here and then push down. But there's a more possible scenario that I think is going to slowly try to reclaim the 90,000 mark. Now, that's what I'm pretty excited for. It's going to be a pretty amazing scenario. I'm going to open a trade, let's say $200. For example, the margin is going to be 28 with a margin or leverage of 4. If you guys want to join me, I'm on 2bit, so link in the description below, and you can get started trading with me. Always set up your stop loss and take profit. I'm going to take a profit of 10% and stop loss of 3%. And I'm going to set it up later. As you can obviously see, I'm cashed in now. And, it could go further lower and then I would get stop loss. So that's why it's so important to set a stop loss here. For example, I am feeling more of a 10% stop loss. If we check our previous trade, what I did with Bitcoin is, let's go to our trade history. And as you can see, I was correct. I started to short it. And as I shorted it, we took profit at 10%. We could have went way lower because this is when we literally took it and it went way further down. So I honestly think we could have shorted way more. The issue is if you don't take the correct trades, you're going to get absolutely destroyed. Because sometimes if you don't have, a stop loss, you can literally lose your whole portfolio. So for now, I'm still going to be longing it just until we reach some momentum. Just until we get 10% off, because I feel like, yes, the whales could sell more, but a lot of these traders have started to take profit. So do mind that we could be going down further, maybe 68,000, 66,000, but I do not think we're going to go below 62,000. So just keep that in check, that there are possible scenarios for this to happen. There's good and bad to this. We all saw how terrible it actually was on the 11th of November. So I think the worst has happened already. I think crypto is now in the stage where it's really gonna be like a 2023, 2022 bear market. But I did wanted to check the volume for crypto exchanges on how much volume they have, because this is something very important to know. Because right now, there's way more users than in 2022 bear market. So in 2022 bear market, it was absolutely terrible. Nobody wanted to trade. All of the exchanges were losing money, living on basically fees alone. And a lot of them had to close down because they would get no volume. So if you check, the recent history, what's very, very important is we are going to be seeing at least these whales coming back at 70,000, right? But it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like we're at 70,000. Why? Because the retail has not been back yet. The retail for Google Trends is still way, way further back. So Google Trends for Bitcoin is still far back, which means that most of these traders that, pushed us up are institutions. Institutions that have sold from 125,000 all the way down to 60,000 and took profit on us. So once they're out, once the big traders are out, which this is my honest narrative. Like, I think most of these traders that have sold here are institutions and they have been taking profit. It has been very, very problematic. So this is $60,000 down that we could be seeing, go up basically. So who knows at that point? There's plenty of scenarios where we could see another bull run rally. So I am hopeful. As I said, just a too long didn't read. Right now I took a long, but I do think that we could be seeing some sideways movement. In my hopeful scenario, we will try to reclaim 87,000 and 99,000. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. And now let's focus on actual XRP, again on 2-bit. So on 2-bit, it has been a disaster for XRP. I told you guys, if we go below 1.86, I told you in 2025 around November, that it's going to be bad for XRP, and we are here in this situation. We tried to push for $2.4. We were trading sideways trading during the whole of December. If you guys remember, I was talking about December, and we were trading these numbers in December. And yeah, what ended up happening is a massive, massive drop on the 2.84. And it's going to be hard to recover this resistance level on 10th of October. I'm very scared to do that. But I am hopeful for XRP because now it has reached a new bottom. I think more whales will take profit. I think if we check for XRP over here, there's still big whales for XRP that have been actively selling it. So you can actually check my previous analysis here is I said we're exactly going to be trading in these two price ranges, right? 2.42 and 1.8. And I said we have some support levels. And guess what? We broke all of these support levels. So yeah, it is in fact a terrible, terrible day for XRP to happen because it seems like every time we try to push up higher, we got rejected. So we literally got rejected out there in the open. And again, guys, if you want to join 2-bit, use the link in the description below. They do have a promotion with La Liga right now, and I'm going to be opening a trade on 2-bit as well if you guys want to get started. That's where I trade my XRP. I really appreciate anyone joining. We do have all of the support lines we tried to build rejected overall. And what happened next is we went in a total free fall until we found a new bottom of 1.2. Definitely not a very fun start for XRP. I'm not happy with what happened. And I'm hoping we could go push out back higher. But I'm not so hopeful yet. Why? Because the bear market is still here, in my honest opinion. If you look at, where crypto is right now, it's still not looking so hopeful. Like, there's still money to be made for these whales because 0.6 was the lowest bottom point. And we could go even to 1.2, even $1 at this point, as it used to be 1.73 and people have started selling below that. So that was the lowest point of April of 2025. So it's literally hit below its 2025 levels. So just think about this. If you just think about this, all of the levels right now, and this is why I'm going to be opening a long, like it's trying to push back higher, at least trying to find a new high. You can obviously see that here right now, XRP is going for, trying to find a new top. because it's gonna be hard. I mean, 146 is a pretty good price level if you ask me. Like, we just rejected everyone that was complaining that they couldn't buy XRP at $3. Like, imagine if they could buy it for that amount. So I opened a 135 XRP trade. I'm gonna take profit, and I'm also gonna set up a stop loss of 3 minus 3%. So minus 3, actually, I'm going to do like that. We're going to check here. We're going to do a profit and loss of 10%. Actually, we could do 15% because we're more risk averse, and a stop loss of 3%. So that seems pretty fair to me. And here's why we're doing this, is because I think XRP is going to try to find a new top. Again, I have a Bitcoin USDT trade open, and I have an XRP USDT long open. So if you guys want to join me, link in the description below on get started trading on 2bit. There's even a free trial for you to start trading. And I'm going to explain why I choose this. Literally because I think we're going to try to push back to 1.6 for 2bit. And with that price level, that should be, if we use, you know, the trading patterns that were giving to us. Watch this. This is a Fibonacci retracement. So we should be using the pattern where it gives us like a percentage of how much. It should be about 15%. So without using these crazy patterns, because I try not to use these projections too much for a simple reason, or I try not to use emojis. I try not to use too many map markers because they can be confusing. Because if you look at the 4-hour data, what you can see yourself is that XRP right now it's getting punished and got in a free fall because of the general markets. So if you don't know, the general markets have been absolutely devastating. And now we're focusing on finally reclaiming levels, and we're waiting for the stock market to go back up. So I have the trade open. I'm up 1%. That's 37 cents, which is amazing. And as we find a local top, which I think it's going to easily push to 1.55. Nothing is guaranteed. It's risky, I know. But here's the real deal. This is we're still 3.55 is like the peak scenario. So at least we can push up to 1.85 back again. I told you, if we break down to 1.85, it's going to look bad. And it is looking bad. It is terrible what has happened to the market. But I am hopeful here that if we slow down, if we wait, if we let the markets recover, that's when you can finally see the momentum being built back up. So this is what the dream scenario is right here. XRP pushing back above to 2.4. So like, look at this. 2.4 would be absolutely amazing, but it's not going to happen so fast. This is what never happens in crypto. So when I'm trading on 2bit, you know, a lot of traders don't take any stop loss. They don't take any profits. And then they're surprised. I thought we're just going to go back to 2.4. No, that's not what's going to happen. So what we're going to expect for XRP now is to first go for 1.6. So let's go to 1.6 here. Bam. And if we use this charts, 1.6, and slowly it's going to try to push back up 1.75, 1.95. Bam. So here we go, like 1.95. It's going to go more sideways, and it's not going to happen around February, so don't take it with a grain of salt. But it seems pretty clear that this is the bottom that we have rejected. We don't want to stay at 1.48. We want to push back higher, guys. So it kind of makes sense here. 1.8 to 2%. It makes total sense that crypto right now is at these levels that we're going to have to start seeing some building back up, even if it's going to be slow. So yeah, as you can see, my position right now for XRP is maybe 1%. I'm using 7x leverage. I could be using some less leverage at this point, which would be great. But as you can see, the issue is that we could be like further, some whales could be taking profit here. So don't expect that the whales have taken full on profit on us from 355 to 175. We are literally back to 2024 levels. The only thing worse is if we get, below 1.48. Just imagine we just took a time travel machine and we're back at 26 August of 24. Oof, that's absolutely crazy. So just realize how far we have come. This must be devastating for anyone that was holding XRP. Maybe they had plans to buy a house. Maybe they had plans to settle down. Maybe they just had plans to trade. And suddenly, poof, it only takes in crypto 1 week to go $1 down. I'm not joking. $1, like from this high, every time we try to push for another high, we literally crash down hard. So very sad day for XRP traders. And if anyone had plans for like taking their family on vacation with XRP profits, honestly, in my non-financial advice, I would just wait until like August because it's absolutely terrible. It is saddening, it is terrible, but it is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So I'll keep you guys updated on both of these trades. If you guys want, join in La Liga. So 2-bit La Liga, click the link in the description below. You can register and you actually do get free draw, free prizes. That's a pretty important factor as well, is you can get XRP. So a lot of people don't know about this, but you can get XRP with this. So I'll keep you guys updated with more news on this. If you want to get started trading XRP today, simply click the link in the description below, click register to participate, and sign up over here for a free bonus. Like the video and join me, link in the description below. All right, so this is the important factor, is after we hit 1.66, we tried to hit sideways back to 1.9, and we're still far off from 2.4, and we're far off from 2.06. So yeah, I guess that's the most important news we have today is, yeah, there is a chance for another higher high. The next one, actually, that's all we have for today. I'll keep you guys updated with more news. Smash that like button. I basically make full Bitcoin and XRP price predictions to stay consistent and not